Now it's time for a new adventure in Leon Bibb's My Ohio. A museum right here in Cleveland is full of exhibits designed to make you think outside the box.
And Leon went to check out the art that's not only confined to the inside of the building, it's also the building itself. Here's Leon with a contemporary look at life.
It catches your eye, almost resembling an oversized child's many-sided block, tossed to a Cleveland block where it took root and grew. An artful building. And it is art which sets the stage for what you find therein. Of contemporary art, this is a Cleveland home.
Contemporary art is exhilarating, it's challenging, it's different from the work that you will see in other museums.
Peter Vertis markets Cleveland's Museum of Contemporary Art. Crafts of a different sort, contemporary, of today and of recent years. What graces these rooms is meant for the viewer to question, maybe even find unsettling. Jill Snyder is executive director.
We're interested in artists who are pushing boundaries in how we look at art and how we look at traditional genres of art.
Since 2012, the museum's newest home has become a center point of Cleveland's University Circle Uptown neighborhood. The museum seems to draw an energy from its surroundings. As does Uptown Cleveland, the museum stretches into new boundaries.
Contemporary art is constantly throwing you into an unfamiliar place.
A case in point. Here the viewer is invited to touch the art and become a part. With an accompanying video are photographs of varying scenes. The viewer is invited in to consider what it is all about.
The world we live in, where through the internet you can connect through multiple platforms to worlds that exist simultaneously.
Exhibits at MoCA do not provide answers. Mostly they ask questions. Exhibits in many art forms. What would seemingly be the everyday mundane becomes special. Even a hallway calls the viewer deeper into it. A staircase far from simple.
This is a building of angles and colors and even sounds in the air. Angles all over the place. This interior staircase is needed because of the fire code, which requires it. But at the same time, this interior hallway is art.
Someone said art is in the eye of the beholder. So we behold a sculpture of a seated woman. Until we realize what we thought was not. Simply a seated woman who artistically blended herself into an artist's chair, adding a new dimension.
I do like abstract art and contemporary art, so I'm excited to see more of the artwork that they have on display.
Reading the titles and connecting to the artwork is it's exciting to me.
You've got kind of a contemporary art hat on right there.
Thank you.
It kind of all goes with the museum here.
Thank you.
Every museum tries to draw our attention. Perhaps in some ways, we're all artists of a sort. From earliest childhood, we try our hands at art. Here the writing is on the wall.
A creative outlet for our young visitors that can come and experiment with materials, ideas.
Megan, what is all this writing about? How does that fit into what you do here?
So these are all creative responses. So this actual question behind you says, how do you become friends with a stranger?
Here it is not about whether art is good or aesthetically pleasing. It is a question of whether it questions. From every vantage point in MoCA, art is on the building, in the building, even in its windows.
Transparency. And from this perspective, you really can see that well in the use of glass walls instead of it being impenetrable.
Up and down Euclid Avenue, do you see art all around you?
I see vibrancy, I see vitality, I see engagement.
This building itself is a work of art designed to draw attention to itself. They say art is a reflection of the human existence, our fears, our dramas, our joys. To the public, this building speaks in unmistakable ways.
The exterior of the building to me is like the ocean, because every time you go to the ocean, it is always different.
Cleveland's Museum of Contemporary Art has no permanent collections, just ever-changing ones. Art, like the world itself, ever-changing, and of today. In a word, contemporary. In my Ohio, I'm Leon Bibb.